Is Iron Man returning to the MCU? We've got the inside scoop on the latest rumors about Robert Downey Jr.'s possible comeback as the iconic superhero. Stick around to find out why his return might not be such a good idea after all. Greetings, Geek Wave News viewers. Today, we're diving into the world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the latest rumors surrounding the possible return of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Fans of the MCU have been speculating about this for months, and we're here to give you all the details. First off, it's important to note that there's been no official confirmation of Downey Jr.'s return as Iron Man. These rumors have been fueled by cryptic social media posts from the actor and comments from other MCU stars, but nothing has been confirmed by Marvel Studios. However, some fans have pointed out that Marvel Studios has a history of keeping major plot points and casting decisions under wraps until the very last moment. If Downey Jr. were to return as Iron Man, the question on many fans' minds is how it would happen. Given that the character died in Avengers: Endgame, it's possible that his return could be through flashbacks or alternate realities. In the comics, there are multiple versions of Iron Man, including a teenage version named Ironheart and an alternate reality version called Arno Stark. It's possible that Marvel Studios could introduce one of these versions of Iron Man into the MCU. However, even if Downey Jr. does return as Iron Man, it might not be the best move for the franchise. The character had a poignant and satisfying arc that ended with his heroic sacrifice in Avengers: Endgame. Bringing him back would cheapen that moment and take away from the emotional impact of his sacrifice. As one Reddit user pointed out, if Tony comes back, it will diminish the legacy of what he has done, both in his sacrifice and in his growth as a character. Furthermore, the MCU has a wealth of other characters and storylines that can be explored without relying on Iron Man's return. Marvel has successfully introduced new heroes like Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man, all of whom have their own unique stories to tell. Fans are excited to see what comes next for these characters, especially after the tragic loss of Chadwick Boseman. It's also important to consider the financial implications of Robert Downey Jr.'s return to the MCU. The actor reportedly earned $75 million for his role in Avengers: Endgame, making him one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood. With the COVID-19 pandemic still impacting box office revenues, it's unclear whether Marvel Studios would be willing to pay such a high price tag for Robert Downey Jr.'s return. On the other hand, some fans argue that Downey Jr.'s return as Iron Man could bring a much-needed boost to the franchise. The MCU has had some recent disappointments, such as the underwhelming reception to Captain Marvel and the divisive response to the rise of Skywalker. Bringing back one of the most beloved characters in the MCU could help reignite fan enthusiasm and bring in new audiences. It's also worth considering the impact that Iron Man has had on the MCU as a whole. His character was the linchpin that brought the Avengers together and kicked off the entire franchise. His impact is still being felt in the MCU, with characters like Spider-Man and Black Panther grappling with the consequences of his actions. Bringing him back could help tie up loose ends and provide closure for fans who were left reeling after his death. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to bring back Iron Man will be up to Marvel Studios. They have a track record of making bold and unexpected moves, such as bringing back characters who were thought to be dead, such as Phil Coulson in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or introducing new characters that became fan favorites, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Whatever they decide to do, fans are sure to be eagerly awaiting any news about the future of the MCU. In conclusion, while the rumors of Robert Downey Jr.'s return as Iron Man are exciting, they also come with some potential drawbacks. Bringing back such an iconic character could cheapen his heroic sacrifice and take away from the emotional impact of his death. Additionally, the MCU has plenty of other characters and storylines that can be explored without relying on Iron Man's return. However, there are also arguments to be made in favor of his return, such as the boost it could bring to the franchise and the closure it could provide for fans. Ultimately, only time will tell what Marvel Studios has in store for the future of the MCU. Thank you for tuning into Geek Wave News, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all the latest news and rumors from the world of geek culture. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs